segment Pick the Winner.
Right, let's start with Erin Holland. Erin, Islamabad United by games and they're facing Quetta Gladiators who are also cruising through the tournament. Who's your pick for tomorrow and why?
Before that, I'm going to tell everyone that Erin is going to distribute her points if she wins to any of the panelists. So we're all trying to charm her that she should gift her points to us.
So what do I get? Who's going to make me the best offer? Guys?
Well.
Depending on what.
I'll take you to lunch.
Yes, that's
tomorrow.
True. Copy that tomorrow. Look, I think back-to-back games for Islamabad. Quetta have had only success at this ground.
Yeah.
Islamabad have had zero success. So given how the conditions are suiting the sides and back-to-back matches, I think I'm going to go with Quetta Gladiators again. I think it's time for Quetta Mendes to go big as well.
We'll come towards that in just a bit because we do have that round where we ask everyone there.
All right, we're going to pick the team, right?
I'm going to say Quetta. Quetta for me.
Winner.
Since our very dear friend mentioned about the Quetta Gladiator, I'm going to go with the Quetta Gladiator.
2 for Quetta so far.
And I think with Shadab having an injury, a niggle, they are still watching. He's under observation. I do feel Islamabad losing 2 out of 2 in the last couple of games. Their camp will not be as confident as Quetta, and like Erin mentioned, the conditions favor them as well. So I also go with Quetta Gladiator.
3 for Quetta Gladiators.
Wow. Sohail bhai.
Let's go with Islamabad, my own city.
Okay.
Just to make it a bit more spicy.
Make it more interesting. Right. Okay, 1 for Islamabad United. Taha.
Always going for the underdog. इस मैच में इस्लामाबाद underdog बन गया तो मैं इस्लामाबाद को support करूँगा. मुझे लगता है कि after 2 defeats, this is time for a big comeback, bounce back and defeat Quetta. Yeah.
टेबल टॉपर्स हैं वो और हम उन्हें अंडरडॉग्स कह रहे हैं. 2 दिन में कैसे हालात बदल जाते हैं, जज्बात बदल जाते हैं.
70% of the panel is supporting Quetta, which means underdog बन गया ना
Okay, I
Islamabad.
can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm gonna agree with Taha. So hard for me to do that.
Finally.
Finally, first time in this tournament this is happening.
Taha and go for Islamabad United. I hope. You know, and that way I might have a chance to get a point from Erin as well. So I'm not losing
Hedging a bet.
tomorrow.
Smart.
Keeping that math. Girl math, Erin.
Girl math.
Girl math. Anyway, I think we've all picked our winners tomorrow. It's time now to pick our MVP. Right. MVP, Erin Holland.
As I sort of alluded to before, I'm going to go with Quetta Mendes. I think we're just starting to see the best of him in this competition. He's playing well in the conditions at Gaddafi Stadium, and I did LPL last year and saw him score a brilliant 100 and runs galore. So I think he's got the chocolates for me.
Quetta
Mendes. Shoaib.
I think the ball is seaming around a bit. I think I'm going to go with the all-round. It's very much a bit of a luck with the bat and a lot of wickets. Be taken by Fahim Ashraf. I think I'm going to go with Fahim
It's Fahim Ashraf. Ji Sana.
I hope he's playing tomorrow.
I think I'm going to go with Khurram Shahzad. He has looked really good. He's bowled some really nice spells, and I hope he can win a match with his spells. So I think I'll go with Khurram Shahzad.
Khurram Shahzad. Ji Sana ke MVP. Ji Sohail.
I'll go with Munro. I hope. Because he can play, as I said, I mean, he used to of playing on these pitches where ball comes on the bat and he can play cut, he can hook. So, and he's a seasoned campaigner, you know. He knows how to tackle the pressure and when team is under the pump, how to get out of it. So I think if Islamabad has to win, it's going to be Munro scoring runs.
And just on the conditions, while we're on that, do you think they will be similar to what we've been seeing back-to-back, or will there be some sort of change?
Yeah, we've never seen, I mean, any change. I mean, it's a spicy pitch with a lot of pace and bounce, and it's true bounce. There's bit seam movement early on. If you tackle that, then it's a good pitch to bat on if you know how to cut, how to pull.
Absolutely well said. Taha?
My MVP for tomorrow will be Naseem Shah.
That was my MVP.
Because bowling wicket hai, मुझे लग रहा है कि Naseem Shah का it's right time for him to deliver and win them the match. So I think Naseem Shah is my MVP.
Chale, Naseem was my MVP for tonight's game.
Just say it now.
But yeah, once again I'll
agreeing on both the things, the
cannot
winning team
this.
and MVP. कमाल है यार, आज क्या हो गया?
I can't believe. Okay, we're agreeing on this. But Naseem Shah needs to fire if Islamabad are to win tomorrow's game. But Erin, just before, of course, we we wrap up, what have been your thoughts seeing PSL evolve all these years? You've been involved.
Erin, what
for
was
so
your
many
first
seasons.
season at PSL?
2019.
2019.
So
And
how
since
much
then,
has
you've been
changed?
coming every year?
Every year except for 2021 with COVID, and Australia made it very hard and very expensive to leave the country. So that's the only one that I missed, and it wasn't by choice. But for me, I think it's been so beautiful to see how the league is growing. You're finding brand new talent each and every single season. There's always, youngsters that are coming to the fore. I think the emerging player category that has to play in every playing 11 is exceptional way of breeding new talent and giving people that opportunity. And for me, I've actually just loved how from the first visit where there was so much security and all this attention and hype and whatnot, to now just feel as comfortable as anywhere else I go in the world. I jump in the car, I go out with my friends, I don't give a second thought about anything. Just feeling like this is a second home has been really beautiful. So I love how it's just become a normal part of my year to come and spend a lot of time here, whether it's doing
And you've been
PSL
shopping quite a lot.
Yeah.
So you like Pakistani fashion, I see.
I love Pakistani fashion.
Your Desi clothes?
I do. And whether it's a shalwar kameez or I was in the Farsi
Farsi
shalwar
shalwar,
as
we
well.
saw that, the
was very
purple
cool.
look, yeah.
I love the big wide pants. They were really cool. Quettas are beautiful. It's a cultural difference for obviously where I grew up and what Australia is like, but it also feels so incredibly normal to me now to just immerse myself in Pakistan and everything it has to offer. So I think I just get so excited to come back and feel so loved and embraced by you all, and it honestly warms my heart, and I get so excited coming back every year.
And I'm sure when you're in Pakistan for all your shopping and to pay your bills and everything, I'm sure you know how to use Jazz Cash, and you have been using it, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Jazz on my phone, Jazz Cash, I got all the apps. I'm absolutely sorted. I went to the Jazz Experience Centre the other day and upgraded my iPhone, so that was awesome. Yeah, I was like, thanks. That's such an easy way to go about things. I feel like,
And we
sorted.
also saw a video of yours rescuing a little eagle from a swimming pool, a drowning eagle. Please tell us more about it.
See, I was going to the gym at Avari in Lahore the other day, and this eagle looked like it was breaststroking and doing laps. And I was like, oh, look at this little, because it was a really hot day. And then it sort of became apparent that we weren't doing laps. We had fallen in the pool and we were struggling. So I was about to jump in and go and get it, but it had come to the very end. So I went and grabbed a towel and picked it up and put it in the shade so it could dry out, because I think the feathers were obviously really heavy from all the water, and it was exhausted because the whole thing, it did a whole lap, this poor little thing. So I just was about to dive in there and grab it, but my best Steve Irwin. That's what I was doing.
Of course, because you're from Australia and from that part of the world, so wild animals and animals in general don't scare you, especially the wild ones.
Eagle is the least of my worries.
Yeah?
It wasn't a crocodile, it wasn't a shark, it wasn't a spider, it wasn't a jellyfish, it wasn't a tarantula.
We've had some
wasn't a
snake
redback.
stories on this
Great
show, by
white.
the way.
Great white shark, crocodile.
Oh God, I'm
Boxing
still trying to find that
kangaroo.
video.
What else kills you in Australia? Everything.
Oh, wow.
Everything does. So eagle, not a problem.
Wildfires also.
Fires.
Wildfire.
So Hale shared a really scary story on the show the other night about his horrifying hotel experience in Sri Lanka.
In Colombo,
With the snake.
What
while the
happened?
COVID days.
What happening?
What happening?
What happening?
Snake was about to come in my room, man.
And they said it's normal.
And he was like, "Oh, it's nature. It's normal." I was like, "Okay."
Nature, it's normal.
Okay.
Seriously, he said that. Oh, it's nature. It's normal.
No.
I was
No,
like,
no, no.
"Wow, okay."
Venomous snake, right? Venomous.
Yeah,
Was it
Like what-
poisonous?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. It was like that big. It wasn't a small one. The big
I
snake.
hope you find that video for us. We'd
I'm
love
still
to
trying.
Put that on.
Yes, we
See,
will
is that what
definitely
you
show it
all
on
think,
the
though?
on the
Yeah,
show.
man.
Please,
it was quite
find
scary,
it.
honestly.
Is that what you all think, though, Australia is a land of where everything just tries to kill you? Because that seems to be what people...
God,
Not at
no.
all.
I think the one country that I love to play in, I think is one has to be South Africa after Pakistan, and another one Australia.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. I lived in Fremantle, you know that. You know the area.
I mean, who can forget your spell at the Waka? I mean, that fastest spell to Ricky Ponting, which he himself talks about so frequently that it was the fastest ever.
I think when you
faced.
come across, this nation of Australian, I think they're one of the best people that you come across. You know, the image that they have around the world is just absolutely not true. You know, one of the finest, one of the friendliest, one of the most competitive people. I mean, the more you put pressure on them on the field, the better they will become. That's very simple as that. I mean, don't confuse yourself putting a pressure on the Aussies. They will hit you back really hard. I mean, ask India. so, I mean, like, they are one of the best crowd in the world, and they call you a banker while you're playing.
Well,
Wasim
Wasim
is a
Bhai,
banker.
of course, Wasim Bhai discusses and
Yeah.
explains this in the best possible way. We've all seen
I mean,
that.
I could not understand that. Why they call me a banker? Seriously.
Let's have
such a
Wasim
great
Bhai on the
story.
show one day and
Yeah,
he'll
I know.
explain.
And they are really at your face. The crowd is really at your face. And they were, I mean, either they scare you and they get the Australian, one thing, the crowd and the teams and the players, either they get the worst out of you, and then if you're strong enough, they get the best out of you. That's very simple as that. You come as a great player. So best country to travel with. Please do go across.
So I think with this we come to an end of today's show. This was, this was an amazing show because we had an amazing guest with us today, Erin, and of course we had the Rawalpindi Express with us. Sana was here, Sohail was here. Thank you so much for joining us today, and now we will be back with you tomorrow when Islamabad plays Quetta, and we will be back with the reviews tomorrow. You were watching us on The Dugout.